Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Power Up with Pride 2022. We are here with Gargoyle's Quest 2, once again run by the very venerable Vanivan.
Thank you very much, Scala. Yes, so for those of you that are sticking around from the last run, thank you very much. We're going to completely switch gears now. We're going to go from a menu-based RPG on the Super Nintendo to a fun little platformer here on the NES. This is Gargoyle's Quest 2. We run the Japanese version because the text scroll is faster. But this did have a release in North America, so in case you were wondering. But yeah, I'm ready to go. What do you think, Scala? Should we count it down and get going?
I think we shall. So okay. We will take this run live in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So here's what's going on here. We're going to start out where we're going to see a little red demon. His name is Firebrand, and he wants to be a mighty warrior. And the king here is saying, if you want to prove yourself as a mighty warrior, we've got some training grounds on the other side of town. Go ahead and retrieve the vial that is floating in the air there if you want to, kind of take the first step to proving yourself. So we're going to show off a little bit of the mechanics here in the game. First of all, you can cling to walls and jump off of them, but then you can also fly and you can float horizontally. This is going to be basically like the lifeblood of how we move through this game, is doing all of this floating here. So here we go. We grab the vial. Yes. One great step towards becoming a mighty warrior. This monster here says, hey, Firebrand, while you were in there, some real bad stuff happened, and you might want to be careful, but also go and check it out. So that's what we're going to do here. So we're into our first stage. We have to deal with these enemies here, these kind of brown ghouls that come out of the ground. They were really friendly there. They come out of the ground when you approach them, but exactly how close you have to get to them before they do so is RNG, and they also cause a ton of lag. So, but I got really fortunate there. They all popped up when they should, but there's a few more that we're going to have to deal with down the road that can be especially trolly. But yeah, now coming up, what I'm going to be doing, as soon as I get off of this building is a pretty neat technique where we're going to abuse our iframes, and it will go as such. We're going to take this boost, jump, 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 and we're going to land right on the corner of those spikes and not take damage. And we're going to skip doing all that stuff where we normally go underneath. And saves probably about, 15 to 20 seconds. All right. So one of the themes of this game is that there's several bosses that can give you a ton of RNG. This is no exception. This is Nagus. He has already started off giving us a crappy pattern where he shot those bullets at us. What we want to see is, let's see if he doesn't. I killed him first. That's good.
Hey. Also, Bunny, you are going to give us a little heads up. We kind of brought this up in chat that there is a lot of flashing in this game. You're going to give us that heads up when that happens, yeah?
Yes, I most certainly will.
Thank you, Bunny. We appreciate it.
There's going to be two bosses. In fact, it's the last two bosses that you fight where there's very strident flashing as you are fighting them. Not like, normally you would think it's during their dying sequences and whatnot. No, every time you hit them, the screen just suddenly flashes white, and it's not cool. Anyway, so what happened there in that little conversation after after that boss fight is the king said, okay, there is a big deadly darkness that is sweeping the monster's land, and it threatens our very existence. We need you to go and figure out what the source of this darkness is, and we need you to destroy it. And that's our mission.
I like how we trust, this little, like demon who's out to prove himself with all this.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I think the reason why, and we'll demonstrate this here at the very end of this little stage here. I think one of the reasons why Firebrand has been entrusted with all of this is because he does not lack confidence. And the evidence for this is this strut. Look at this strut.
That swag.
Is he not absolutely overflowing with confidence?
Yes,
like, you have
absolutely.
To be.
By the way, I did want to give a wonderful welcome to Yelsrick and all of your friends. Thank you so much for joining us here at Power Up of Pride 2021. We certainly appreciate it.
The Yelp raid.
Also, let me know when we have a good time to read out about some donations.
I will certainly do that, but it's unfortunate. I mean, Yels, thank you so much for rating. I love it. It's unfortunate that we was unable to do so earlier because we were running Final Fantasy IV, which is a speed run that I actually taught him how to run on stream over on our JLTV. So I know that's meaningful there. Go ahead and read some donations now.
So just to make sure, there was a chance that we missed this during the break, so I'm going to read it again because it was so nice. Little Melly Mooncat donated $20.32, saying, "Guess the meteor damage by donating it." That's how this works, right? Right? Yes. Absolutely. We also received $25 from Anonymous. Thank you so much. Yep. And Konban Meow, which is a fantastic username now they actually parsed it by reading it out loud, donated $50, saying, "Always a pleasure to see you at another event, running like a pro to support a great cause. Quest that Gargoyle too." And Little Melly Mooncat had an additional $50 donation, saying, "The meteor donation didn't make it in time, so here's a non-meme one. Here's to clean jungle and a good cause. Good luck, Vani."
Thank you very much. We are in aforementioned jungle, and I'm about to attempt a trick that will save us a decent amount of time if I can pull it off properly. And I did. All right. Well, I kind of just like scale the face of that platform, and I don't have to go around him and get him up there. We call that the jungle gym, and we did it successfully, which is something that I hadn't been doing terribly successfully in the lead up to this in my practice runs. The jungle is an absolutely horrible place with a whole bunch of I did a jungle gym that I didn't mean to there. There's a ton of RNG in this place, and it's really awful. And we have a little saying in my chat whenever I run this game, and that saying is never a clean jungle. It is theoretical, but it's like a unicorn. You know what it is, you know they exist, but you never see them. All right, I'm going to take an intentional death right here for a couple reasons. First of all, it's going to take me up to the top of this platform, which is faster, and it's also going to refill my life, which is going to be useful for what we're going to be doing here. A damage boost to get through that. We're going to do another little kind of... Oh, oops, no, we're not. We're going to take damage instead. I should just probably be quiet. Maybe we'll do it here, where we're just going to borrow the very edge of that platform just to reset our wing strength and get us through here. All right. Unfortunately, we can't do the boost that we normally would here. We do want to take that one because as soon as we get into here, we're going to take another intentional death to refill our life so that we can fight the death balloon. Perfect.
No, I don't know. I don't know about this death balloon, Bonnie. Don't like it. Don't like it. Mm-mm.
That was actually a really nice death balloon fight.
I mean, it was a good fight, but I still don't like that boss. That boss still creeps me out.
It is a very creepy boss, but thankfully that is one of the few bosses in this game that that does not give us a terribly... It really doesn't give us any RNG. That's why we do that that death as soon as we get in the room, so we can get up there, tank 2 of its hits, and just assault his face, and he dies pretty easily. That's always good. All right, so now we get a little bit of a lore dump here, where this mystic says, take the Candle of Darkness, which is what I did there, trust me, and put it in this kind of sandy whirlpool thing in the middle of the room, whatever. And she's going to tell us a bunch of stuff about this legendary creature referred to as the Red Blaze. Supposed kind of like a legend of, of what will be a savior in a time of peril.
Are we the Red Blaze, Bonnie?
Well, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Ooh, I'm on the edge of my seat for this
Indeed.
game from 1992.
Yes. But first we have to do the jump.
The jump.
Perfect. All right. That jump can be very scary if you don't know what you're doing. And we even take that little damage boost there to hop us over to the top of that platform so we can get through there quickly, which is good. So you notice now our wing is level 2. That means that bar that goes across the bottom of the screen is going to shrink more slowly when we're in the air, which will allow us to float farther.
How many wing levels are there?
5.
Oh, okay. I like
All right.
I like how it changes the palette depending upon what level you're in.
It does, yes. We also have a new magic, which is essentially the shot that we're throwing out. This here, these kind of boomerang-looking things, this is the Buster. Buster's significant for several reasons. First of all, it's stronger. Second of all, you can have 2 of them on the screen at the same time. And third of all, it breaks certain blocks that allow you to progress. Well, I already demonstrated that before. I didn't mention it before then. But we will demonstrate it again later in this level. And throughout this run, honestly.
I have a question. Does it come in sword form?
It does not.
Not in this game anyway.
All right, normally I take a boost there, but I took a damage before that. I didn't want to. So, here, breaking those blocks there, thanks to the Buster. All right, now we're going to fight the Sand Frog. This is one of the worst bosses in the game. And please jump. Thank you. We want to see him jump. That's all we want to see him do. This is the last thing we want to see him do is throw out these fleas. The fleas are awful because if they attach themselves to you, they prevent you from being able to jump. And it makes avoiding the Sand Frog very difficult. But that Sand Frog fight was fine. I didn't fight him the greatest, but that's okay. All right, so now... I also
don't like it. I also don't like it. No, sir.
All right, so now we are going to come into here, and we are going to take a lava bath. And the reason why we do this is because this is going to cause a game over. Now, this little monster that I talked to here that gave me a password, this is actually a checkpoint. The item that I gained from finishing the Desert Palace needs to be used... like so, on this king here in order to revive him so that we can progress the game. So the fact that we took that game over probably saved us about, 2 or so minutes worth of backtracking that we would have had to do otherwise. So, shout-outs to speedrunning strats.
That flash. Me.
Yes. The red ones... Oh, shoot. Yeah, I guess I could mention the red ones as well. I'm trying to remember where those are. It's usually the white ones that I need to be mindful of. So, okay. But anyway, we now have a new magic, which I'm going to demonstrate on this little transitional stage right here that's coming up as soon as this monster gets out of my way. This isn't really... It is a weapon technically, but moreover, its uses as a platform. This is the tornado magic. This is going to be something we will abuse heavily throughout the rest of the run because it essentially allows us to customize our vertical movement in particular areas of the game. Like, instead of dealing with all that riffraff below us, we just float, we just go above it and float right over it. All right, coming up here is what is otherwise a rather difficult boss fight, but we have a way of manipulating it to make it safe. We also, during this conversation, we're going to be asked a question, yes or no, or in this case, hi or EA. We are going to, even though you notice that the pointer is pointed to hi or yes, mashing B is a no response.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we have completely manipulated his movement, used some very strategically placed iframes to kill that boss very quickly. Alrighty. Love a transitional stage, yes.
I like that. Whoa, dying.
Whoa, yes.
Dying.
So what we're doing here is we're talking to a scientist, and he says, hey, I've got this really cool invention. Have you heard of it? And you say no. And he's like, oh, really? Well, check it out. And what he does is he gives you an extra segment of life. But you can only get it if you say no, because if you say yes, he's like, yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? And the conversation ends. So now we have 5 hearts instead of 4, which is good because the boss at the end of this stage is awful. Just an absolute RNG fest, and it can just be rude as heck if it feels like it. So we take the extra heart here to make the fight a little safer.
Bonnie, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Where can I get these skulls for my Halloween decorating? I know it's summer right now, but I like to get ahead, and those skulls would be fabulous. I definitely read something where it's like there aren't really any seasons, you know. Sometimes it's just like holiday, spooky, allergies.
Yep.
And popsicle season.
Yes. All right. These are the twin guardians. Please be nice to me. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't do this. Oh, jeez, whatever. Yep, that's what I figured. All right, they're going to go into Tornado Bro form, aren't they? Yep. Okay, good. One of them's down. Perfect. All right, you're dead. Good. All right, that's fine. We got through it.
Is the Tornado Bro form, is that when they hug? Is that when they canoodle?
They do canoodle. The ideal fight ends pre-canoodle. So seeing the canoodle is not ideal as far as speedrunning goes.
I just hope that I managed to introduce everyone to the word canoodle, which is one of the best words.
It's flashing there. That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh.
Alrighty. So we get to move over here. Do a little kind of mini boss battle here with Locust Boy. Red flashing here. Oh, I'm sorry, white flashing. Hey, there we go. Another one that we get to manipulate very nicely. Normally he throws those blades at you, but being in that particular position where you're latched onto the edge of the platform, the way that he calculates it, they should throw the blades in that particular direction, and they just happen to narrowly miss you. So it makes that fight very safe.
Yay, safe fight.
Yes. Also, if you have any donations, now would be a decent time.
I do not have any donations currently.
Okay.
I know. How about this? I will let you know about another fun way you can support the Trevor Project, which is via the Yeti. Power Up of Pride has partnered with the Yeti to bring you shirts based off of various runs throughout the event. These awesome designs will only be around as long as the marathon is, so be sure that you pick them up now. $5 from each shirt sale goes directly to the Trevor Project. Visit theyeti.com to check them out, and I will also drop that link in chat. I admit I have already bought my shirts. I had to get in on the 3 event long joke to get the 3 Black Mage shirt. And of course I was very pleased. I saw that they actually had queer designers do the designs, and they picked like which flags and identities they wanted to represent. And here, I'll give my personal on-air shout out. Thank you so much for making a genderqueer Legend of Zelda shirt. I identify as genderqueer. It was really touching to see, and I totally bought it. So mission accomplished.
So this is the Mirror Maze. I hate this place. This place usually gives me a ton of trouble. I've gotten through it pretty smooth so far, but the next room that's coming up here is very particular. Let's see if I get it. Nope. I already screwed it up. Oh my goodness. I'm actually going to take that extra boost there. And the reason being is that the boss is coming up after I get through this next mirror. And we set up a little bit of RNG manipulation here by taking a death, which we need to do anyway, because we're going to do it a second intentional game over. But then it sets up some timing here. Wow, the perfect doppelganger fight. Oh
Woo.
My goodness.
Bonnie,
That is rare.
Are we a paladin now?
No, but we get a bounty and mercy, a legend sword type of lore dump here.
Oh my god!
So the way that boss fight works is that before it is that at the each cycle it can do one of two things. Either in its ghost form, it can either swoop down at you like it did all those times, or it can turn into a pink version of Firebrand. Now, the thing that's horrible about when it turns into the pink version of Firebrand is that if you hit pink Firebrand, you take damage, not it. So it's extremely rude, and we just don't like it. All right, we're going to talk to this monster here. We're about to obtain another password, but again, this is just going to set it as a checkpoint, so that way when we run out of lives, which we will do in the not too distant future, we will just go ahead and revive at that point, which is where we want to be after we're done doing things that we need to do here. Perfect. Good. All right. All right, just got to climb up here. Again, these tornado platforms make doing that incredibly easy compared to the alternative. So, we love it. All right, so throughout this game, we've been talking to a lot of kings, but I have to give a shout out to this monster here. This is the only queen that we talk to in the game. So, oh, there's some flashing here during this conversation. There it is. So, shout outs to all the queens in my life.
Aww.
Including this one. Alrighty, and then we have to go over here, and we talk to the king of this town. I believe there is some flashing during this conversation as well. Don't remember, though. Yep, there it is. Hey, Shredbird with the raid. Thank you very much for that.
Hello, welcome to Power of Pride 2022. We're raising money for the Trevor Project. And we're blazing our way through this run of Gargoyle's Quest 2.
So, gonna take 2 intentional deaths here. Now, here's the thing. If I was doing a PB attempt, I would have taken an intentional death as soon as I started the Twin Guardians fight. Because doing it there is much faster than having to do that one twice. But I don't do that because Twin Guardians can be so bad that they can essentially, you can just die to them because they give you just a truly awful pattern, and you just die because of it. So for marathon safety, we didn't do the death there. Instead, we do 2 here. All right, so now we have the item we need to break through this rock and proceed. Just 2 more stages left here. Here we go into Goza's Palace. We have a new magic now. This is the Claw. The Claw is even more powerful than the Buster, but in addition to that, it will stick to vertical spike walls and give you a little temporary wall that you can grab without taking damage. And I will demonstrate that shortly.
Doesn't look like a
Please
claw,
don't hit me.
though.
Thank you.
It looks like a bubble.
Yeah, I guess they're kind of like little tar bubbles. So you see here, I'm just going to stick to there. We can grab that and jump off of it and hopefully not take damage. That's good. All right, now, these particular enemies here, this... Oh, no! Boy, oh, boy. Okay. We're going to lure him down and kind of maybe go, oh, God. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, no. Oh, I have completely... You know what? I'm going to take an intentional death here.
Okay.
Wow, I completely messed it up. See, this is why we check. I don't know if I've ever done that before where that has gone so badly. That's fine. We have lives to give. Game overs at this point are not terribly punishing, so that was a setback to be certain, but certainly not one that we can't overcome. I don't want to take damage there if I can all help it, but we can still work around it. Okay, that's a better float. That's a certain grab of that. Okay, Let's try this again. Anyway, so this enemy here, you notice is carrying a little lantern, if you will. Well, that lantern is lighting up this room that I'm in. If I kill it, everything goes dark, even my menu. And
that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, thematically cool. To actually have to deal with not cool.
All right, so we do a nice little skip there where we take advantage of some damage boosting on spikes to not have to use the claw to get up there, which is much slower. Okay, after this conversation and during this boss fight, a ton of flashing. Please be warned. It's very bad.
Unfortunately, they didn't design games very well for that sort of thing back in the 90s.
Okay, fight's done.
Flashing is over.
Yes. There's a little flashing during this conversation, too, as he dies. I believe so. Right here.
Is he...
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. Is... Okay, no. Yes, he is indeed really dead, because we saw
he does the double
finish.
dragon death. Yes,
Yeah.
it was for real.
And he went, wow!
Yeah. Whoa!
It's very weird, because I keep reading, like, Firebrand's, like, Japanese name.
Yeah. All right, folks, if you have any kind of jam or music emotes and whatnot, now is the time for them, because we are in Breaker's Castle, and these are some hot jams. So yeah, what are you reading? Are you reading it as Arimer?
Yeah, Arima.
Yeah.
That's how I would, like...
Arima, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
localize it.
That's essentially the Japanese name of this game is...
Read the Arima.
Red Arimer, yeah. Okay, we do some fun damage boosty stuff in this, like this. We're going to bounce off of that. Those spikes at the bottom, those orange ones there, those are instant death. We don't like those. We're going to use another very, very tricky damage boost later on here to cheese our way through that. But first we have this vertical ascent, which can be very trolly. So hopefully it is nice to me. Otherwise, I might be resetting this level. Good. Okay, we're good.
Yay! Good job.
Okay, now this section, this is honestly really swaggy. Watch this. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to boost off the ceiling, kill this guy, boost off that little eyeball, and then jump up here and skip a whole bunch of, like having to go to all the way to the other side of that room and having to come back. So neat little trick there. Oh, we also have the final magic of the game. This is called the Dark Fire. We will use it on the final boss, who also gives us a ton of flashing. Please be warned. Right here and during the fight itself. But here's how this is going to work. We're going to lay here. We're going to take this damage, float over this ball, 20 hits here. 1, 2, 3,
Counting.
5, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Perfect. Boss is dead.
GG! Oh, wait.
Not quite done yet. It's not time yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have to talk to him. Flashing at the end of this conversation too. There it is. It's done. Now we have to talk to this king. When this screen fades to black, it is time.
I like Wolf King. I'm down with Wolf King.
And time.
Time! GG!
Yes. So there you go. That was Gargoyle's Quest 2, any percent. Completed. So, yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, goofy little death there in Goz's Palace, but other than that, that was actually a fairly smooth run. So, what was my time?
Your time.
Okay, cool. Yeah. A 27 for a marathon is fine. I am fine with that, so that's good. Well, you know what? I tell you what, folks, I have really enjoyed the last roughly 3 hours that I have been with you here. If you have enjoyed what I've been doing, either having me here, the games that I've run, anything like that, please do give me a follow. I would greatly appreciate it. I run games like these are 2 of my main games that I run, and I run games like this all the time on my channel. So I would love to see you when I'm doing my thing there, because I actually have a new speedrun that I'm going to be unveiling in the coming days, so that's exciting. Hope you can come and check that out. But for now, that is going to do it for me. Up next we have, what do we have coming up next, Kala?
next on we have the start of our sort of the silly games block, which is always a favorite for any marathon. We're
Yes,
starting
of
off with Axe Battler, A Legend of Golden Axe by Sheriff, and then Sheriff will also be doing Barbie Shuffler.
The Barbie Shuffler.
If you've never seen Barbie Shuffler, it's amazing.
That has my attention. I think I want to watch that, and I think you want to watch it too. And I think you also want to help us continue to raise money for the Trevor Project. We've raised, what, about $1,500 in the last 3 hours? That is sensational. Thank you all so much for your generosity. It's the reason why we're doing this, right?
Absolutely.
You know? So, yes. All right. Well, like I said, that is going to do it for me. Let's go ahead and toss it on over. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope to see you around soon. And until I do, take care, everyone.
It is also going to be the end of my hosting shift. I'm going to be turning it over to the wonderful Sporadic Erratic. I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful rest of the evening and a wonderful rest of the marathon. Thank you all so much for your time with us, and continue to support Power with Pride 2022.